doing business is like it's a chain, right? And you don't want to like crack or break one of the links in the chain, because it could result in a whole bunch of other links never coming to fruition or getting in front of you. How many claps do you want?
We're on, actually.
Oh, we're on.
We're on.
Welcome, Keen Ramps World Headquarters. I want to show some of the behind the scenes of a job that we're working on for Converse, aka Cons. I think regular Converse is called Converse and skate Converse is called Cons. Am I correct?
Correct.
You've worked for Converse,
Yep.
Dale.
Correct.
Yeah, so they're coming out with a new Louis Lopez shoe, and we're building a course for it for a private event. I think the first day is maybe private. The second day, they are opening it up to the public. The reason I want to show it, it's not your run-of-the-mill, just we're making a course, it's standard wood ramps. They tasked us with making some plexiglass ramps. Because the shoe is like a metallic silver, it's this very blingy, in-your-face statement of a shoe. So they want the obstacles to reflect that as well. So everything we're working with is shiny. We're doing shiny metallic paints on all the metal coping. We're doing a metallic paint on the sides, whites on the surface. They want the plates at the thresholds to also be metallic and pop. And then we're making these plexiglass see-through boxes that are gonna be lit with LEDs, and then those are gonna showcase the shoes. So we're gonna have two of these, 5 foot tall, 8 foot wide quarter pipes, white surface, metallic silver plate, metallic silver coping.
These are the rails.
Yeah, the rainbow rail is psychotic by itself. It looks so weird.
It looks insane.
It looks like something not skatable by itself.
It looks like a bike rack, like the ones you see on the sidewalk.
Or like city ones.
Yeah, but for someone who's like the Hulk.
His bike's like giant.
Right.
His wheels like that big.
Right.
Mostly want to show this off because it's a little different than what we typically work with, the materials and the medium. And then also because it's this elevated, higher profile type job, we're trying to do just a really good job. Not to say that we don't do a good job on regular gigs like this, but just making sure all our lines are super crispy, everything's smooth and very clean. Like once it's set up, I want it to look, museum quality. So spending a lot of extra time making sure that we retain that level of professionalism. And just want to show you what all goes into this.
Okay, so I have seen like comments about telling me to shut up and
you talk too much, you interrupt me, you're rude.
But I have an explanation for that. So I do this channel, I run this channel. So like when I do that, I'm doing this like impromptu directing. I'm trying to like direct where I think the video should go that would be interesting for the viewer. So I also wanted to add to this, the reason why something like this I think is like, it's not a sexy video. There's nothing sexy about it, but these type of jobs I feel like are it's like, this is the reputation.
For sure.
The reputation of the brand like kind of relies on stuff like this. So obviously you want to do a good job. We were trying to think of like the analogy. It's like not the bread and butter, but it's like
they're part of
the heart and soul of
the
brand.
heartbeat.
Yeah.
It's almost like these jobs are the heartbeat of the brand because we make quarter pipes and boxes and rails and these flat pack things that we ship to people. And those, we put everything into professionalism to make those nice and run a good company and stoke out skaters and inspire new people to want to ride their boards. But these are the jobs that when I started this company, I dreamed of getting.
Well, this is what will grow the brand too, right?
That too. I mean, it's also, it gets us a good reputation within the skateboard industry. Mm-hmm. So hopefully we knock this out of the park for Converse. Their sister company is Nike. The way I got this is actually through Deathmatch.
Right.
The dude who
Makes
runs
sense.
events and marketing at Thrasher is homies with the dude who runs marketing for Converse, and he just shot me a text out of the blue, like around New Year's, I think it was. And he was like, "Hey, are you busy in March? I got a pretty cool opportunity. I want to introduce you to my friend Jeff." I was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. I appreciate that." So that was a byproduct of doing a good job on that and making sure that everybody on Thrasher side was stoked. And he feels, safe putting me in the hands of somebody else. So this is just another example of that. Like jobs like this are very important for our ongoing sustainability of the business, our reputation. It's a good way for us to showcase what we're capable of. This is just kind of like an internal document for the guys here. A lot of times when we get a job like this, they want to know what it's going to look like, what do they have to build, what do they have to paint and prep, when are we loading in, when are we loading out. So I usually just I'll do like a cover photo of the rendering of the course, and then I'll just add some little bullets.
Looks like a tech pack.
It is, yeah, it is like a rudimentary tech pack.
Yeah.
I'm glad you know what that is. Do you know that from your slamming days?
Yeah.
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 Okay. The inspiration behind this, because it's a Louis shoe, they kind of gave Louis the reins. They were like, what do you want? Like, what do you want to skate at your event for your new shoe? And he's a big fan of Frogtown. Hugh in Frogtown.
Oh,
Frogtown clip or photo or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's old prefab stuff.
Yeah.
Metal frames, skate light. So that was the inspo. They were like, we want something Frogtown-esque.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Got it.
So then I came up with this. Let's do a channel just so there's something fun to play with. I was like, bank on the other side with some sort of like ledge feature. Rainbow rail, thankfully, I was like, I have one in my rental arsenal from that Red Bull job that we did in San Francisco. So that worked out perfect. The specs of it were perfect. And then we're gonna do just a classic kind of pyramid rail thing here. And then there's gonna be an elongated one. So the same pitch as the one with the rail, but it's gonna have a bigger flat. So it's gonna have 6 feet of flat to accommodate one of these boxes. And then the shoes are getting displayed in the boxes. They're gonna make these little pedestals and then place the shoes on there. And then we're running LED strips throughout the interior of the frames to light them up and, you know, kind of give a different wow factor.
You got the TikTok lights in there. What color are they?
They're just white.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, little battery pack here. It has like 9 different settings. Steady, it'll wave, it'll glow, it'll flash fast, it'll twinkle.
Is there going to be like a seizure warning?
No, they're probably just going to be
On.
just on.
Yeah.
We have this film on the Plexi, and we're going to be moving them and transporting them. I want to make sure the Plexi stays nice. I took a good amount off over here. You can kind of see what's going on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that looks sick.
It might even look better if I turn the light off.
Oh, yeah, that looks sick.
Yeah, so the idea is that you don't really see them, so I tucked them into the corners there.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we're gonna just hide the little battery boxes, like probably inside the ramps or something. And then the shoes will be on display. So there should be a lot of cool photos and content that comes out of these things.
It looks cool. Like, even if I shine it down, you can tell that it's like lit up in there.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, so I put this one fully together. It was a little bit of a challenge. We haven't worked with Plexi before. I have on like a personal level, and Plexi is very tough, but it's also very fragile. Like you can't just cut it with a normal saw.
Will it crack and spider?
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly. So I was really nervous about using this, and then the people that are hiring us, the agency that's working for Converse, they also kind of flagged it. They were like, how strong is that stuff? How many supports do we need? I was like, I think if we get 3/4 inch, it should be fine. This has been done before. I've seen ramps with plexiglass on metal frames. You know, for this being like kind of the first time in a ramp application, I just really wanted to tread lightly, and this is very expensive stuff. Like a sheet with the cutting was pretty much like $1,000.
Oh, shit.
So I'm like, can't mess up.
Right.
Because then, you know, profit budget's gone.
Yeah.
So we welded these metal frames, a little bit of an oversight.
People are going to tell you to pet the dog, so you should probably pet the dog.
Oh, was that a comment we got before?
Yeah, they're like, dude,
He gets pet all day. He sleeps in bed with me.
He's a needy boy.
He is very needy. Very, very needy. We had to do a lot of welding. So you can see here, there's angle iron that's holding the sheet.
Yeah.
It's giving it like a little bed to sit in and a place to attach. So we had to weld the outside metal tubing and then weld the angle iron inside of those. So for how much welding there was and how thin this tubing was, these frames started to balloon.
Oh, wow.
So when I had to put the Plexi on, it was really nerve-wracking because I got these big giant clamps. Put these big clamps, put the metal back to square, then inset the Plexi, drilled it, got it where I liked it, through bolted it, used Loctite. All right, it's good. Started taking the clamps off and I heard little
Why is that a
So-
thing that happens?
It heats up, and
So like it expanded like this, like out?
yeah, it was like these are tacked here, obviously, so these can't go anywhere,
Right.
and that end. So it kind of did this. It was like a big like.
Why does that happen?
surfboard
I don't
shape.
get it.
Heat and metal. If that metal was thicker and bigger, it wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
So word to the wise, or like now I know that for next time, like I should have done a bigger gauge steel. But the reason that we went with the thinner gauge steel and not so wide was just we wanted them to look as plexi as possible.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
at first they were like, can you just glue plexi together and just grind and slide that? I was like, it needs more meat. It needs a frame.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool stuff. It's very clear.
Yeah.
It is like very see-through.
It's pretty crazy.
These were a headache, and end of the day, they came out great. They should be awesome to skate.
For sure. It'll look really cool.
Quarters, those are the 5x8s, and then you saw the bank in there that's gonna get the ledge. This is basically the same thing, also 3 high, 6 wide. So one of these is gonna butt the outside, another one is gonna butt the other side, and we're gonna have an 18-foot wide bank. I feel like that obstacle is very like Louis friendly,
Yeah.
like a ledge inset like that.
And this is the middle one.
Yeah, so you'll be riding, you know, you can come up here and then get a trick, go back into fakie,